Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Skillet coming to you from X4 Foundations. Just a lovely day here in Pyramid Space. Oh, finally. 20 with the quarter curves. We're on a Barbarossa, as you can tell. We are doing some trading throughout Pyramid Space. But I want to talk to you guys about the last video. The bombardment and dumbfire missiles. There were some comments about resupply issues with missiles. Yes, that can happen, especially as we saw in the last combat footage. Missiles get shot and don't always find their targets. Now, you might have a bigger issue with that when it comes down to smaller ships with torpedoes and smart missiles. But what does it take to produce a missile? Right? What's it take to produce a missile? Missiles. The cluster missile. 30 energy cells, missile components. Okay, well, seems easy enough. Not too much. Missile components. Smart chips for the smart missiles. Smart. Okay, easy peasy. Not a whole lot to really go off of. Okay. So I need to be able to have missile components, energy cells, and if I want smart missiles, smart chips. Okay. Well, what's it take to produce a missile component? Advanced composites, energy cells, hull parts. Is there another way to do this? No. Okay, what's it take to do advanced composites? Graphene, refined metals, energy cells. Okay. Graphene. Refined metals, energy cells. There is another way to do this. Using the Talati method. God. You do one thing as a joke and then you screw it up for the rest of your life. Yes, this. Because if we do it the universal way, energy cells, graphene, refined metals. This recipe is exactly the same for hull parts. If you do it the universal or the, typically Commonwealth way, you are using a lot of graphene and energy cells. You are. Now, graphene comes from methane. Methane is not found throughout the universe in abundance. So a way to do this, to save on that, we could go the Talataladium route. I said it right. Energy cells and ore. Then we can go and do the advanced composites, and then we can also go from... actually, no, it's just Talataladium, isn't it? Yeah, Talataladium, graphene, and energy cells. So you could do it this way, possibly cut a corner. I'm not going to say Talati metal is, cheaper or not as effective as, refined metals, but it certainly seems that way in name, doesn't it? That is a way. It's not that I don't like the lizard boys. It's that, they just do things in different ways. Like, their chairs don't move. How can you see above your center console or with your flight controls? The chairs only move for the Pyramid. You can't raise that chair up. What are you doing, little lizard guy? How can you see? I don't get it. But this is a way to do it, right? Now you gotta find the sectors in your universe that have the methane, which Pious Miss is not a bad start. You're next to the highway. You have ore and methane in Pious Miss 4, which you can then produce. You could use the Talataladium method, or you could use the universal method. If you use the universal method, you are going to be running through that graphene, right? You cannot just supply your surrounding, but on the ring highway, as we said before, you can reach out. That's so what? 5 jumps is the most? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only sector you're missing is Hatikva's choice. And at that point, you actually might touch Hatikva's choice with some other station that you supply to. So you have the ability to affect this major component in the universe, because there are a lot of ships that use missiles. A lot more than you probably realize. The Zyarth. Zyarth is a heavy missile user. And you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that in the split campaign, or the split playthrough that we're gonna do. They use missiles a lot. You can produce those. You can make money off of missiles. I did it in the last universe when I had my station here, because here in Thark's Ravine 16, and then Thark's Ravine 8, we have methane, we have ore. That made me a lot of money. It did. But not only that, not only producing your own missile components, but you could have your own shipyard or wharf. Now, I will say that is the more expensive route. You have to spend billions to get the modules for your space station. You have to create the space station, and then you have to constantly supply that station, which, if you put it in a good sector, would not be a problem. It wouldn't. You should be making money with it and being able to do whatever you want with your own ships, if you put it in a good sector. The third way is an auxiliary ship. There is a video on that. That's the Let's Talk Auxiliary Ships. I praised auxiliary ships, and yet I still don't have one in this universe. The fleet that it would be attached to kind of limits the use of the auxiliary ship, because auxiliary ships get their material from the sector it's in, or it operates in. So if we had an auxiliary ship here, it would take the hull parts, it would take the engine parts, it would take anything that it needed to be the mobile equipment dock, because that's what the auxiliary ship is. It just needs the wares to be able to produce or create said component. With that being said, missile components, energy cells. In regards to the last video, we looked at the Bombard command for the Ray and Odysseus, specifically because they are in the Tokyo fleet. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. If we had an auxiliary ship with this, it would supply the missiles to the Rays. It would also repair any large and extra large craft. The Tokyo already repairs and rearms, refits, whatever, for small and medium ships. Auxiliary ship would do that for anything that lands there, or large ships. The auxiliary ship can be that way that you get away with the supply issue. You could do that. It is a possibility. But this is Skillet coming to you from X4 Foundations. I wanted to open that up to you, because there are different ways that you could handle this situation. You can also affect the universe as a whole with it. You can become filthy rich and get the profits with missile components. You can. You don't have to have a trading empire. You can have just one well-placed station and make you billions of credits. But this is going to be Skillet. I'm going to be signing out for now. Stay tuned, because the split are coming. I'll check you guys again.